Let's do some best for tomorrow. Let's take a look at tomorrow's game 6 between the Warriors and the Rockets. If you are interested in my picks, you can go check out our episode of Buckets wherever you get podcasts, or here at youtube.com/the Action Network. Got the episode up. I've got best bets in it. We had a really good discussion on Warriors Rockets, on the trends. We got different side. Like whichever side that you're interested in, we have different angles, lots of plays on it. So I'm not going to waste your time saying my sides again. Fiddle, what do you like for Warriors Rockets tomorrow?
Warriors money line minus 205.
Look at you. Look at you. And this is Fiddle. A lot of us will make jokes about Fiddle and his penchant for wanting to lay the juice. This is one where, based off of a lot of the numbers, like I'm on Warriors -5, and I feel okay about that. It's 2 possessions. The overall general Matt Mitchell rule is in effect, but some of the ATS numbers for teams in the spot are not as good. They win, but they don't cover. So I do not mind a play here on the money line at -200. It's not a bad price. Like with the amount that Fiddle is betting, if you're listening to this show, you're probably betting enough. Like honestly, laying 200, I think is perfectly reasonable. Why do you like the Warriors in particular in this spot?
So this is a rare example, Matt, where if you're looking at the prices across the market for it, you can get a great money line price at a recreational sports book, not one of the like Vegas only or offshores or some of what are considered the sharpest books. When you're betting at like the sharpest books, you generally are betting into like low holds where they won't charge you the full -110s. They'll do like -103s on both sides because people are betting so much that it'll, the rake rate is still worth it for these books and that they trust their numbers. So it is very rare that you can find a -205 available in a rec market when you look at the sharper books and you have -220 or higher. So just basically as a market read, seeing where, the leaders and the market movers and the sports books that, that'll move on air represent in comparison to where the sharp books are moving, then this 205 number probably doesn't last too long and probably has good value. I would probably play it up to that -220 if you're listening to this tomorrow and not on with us at the live show, which you should be. And this is just a spot where I think the Warriors is a classic zigzag. We've seen the zigzags in this series be priced really well, and the market really nail it. And so with the low total, with the zigzag being priced in, with Jimmy Butler having now 5 days since he returned for that other game, or since he missed the game rather, I think this is a spot where Golden State Warriors win. It felt like a classic letdown spot in the previous one when they were in Houston. Steve Kerr didn't even try and bring in his starters when it started getting close to like an 11-point game with like 4 minutes left. He was like, nah, we're going to let this bench unit in a very Ime Udoka coaching fashion. I'm going to let the team that initiated the run stick it out and see if they could pull it off. I think he was just resting them and not wanting to throw them back out onto the court. The whole team is going to be laser focused and locked in. We're not at the Oracle, we're at the Chase Center, but I expect an Oracle-like environment, a low-scoring game where I don't want to lay the points, where I'm getting a good price on the money line. I do bet into juice often, right, Matt?
Yes.
Clippers -400 was the first bet of the season that I gave out on buckets, and everyone's like, "Fiddle, are you kidding me?"
Yeah.
I don't think I've done it in a few months, so I think I'm granted a little bit of leeway to say a -205 is actually the best bet on the card.
That is fair in my opinion. Kyle Murray, what do you like tomorrow?
Yeah, going right back to Amen Thompson. A little bit of a different variation of the number. Obviously, last time had him 19.5 points and rebounds. That number moved up to 20.5. So pivoting to points, rebounds, and assists for this one. 24.5.
Like
Again, I think there's just a ton of value in some of these Houston guys because there's been a couple of games where for Thompson we had in game, what was it, 4? He didn't play as many minutes as he could have in the first half because of foul trouble. And then last game, a couple of these guys lost out on a few additional minutes because of that, wonky game script. And yes, the books aren't, fools to this. They know they get the minutes gist. But I think when playing the market here, I do think that there's a little bit of room for additional ceiling for some of these guys, especially Thompson. Played 35 minutes in that game. Probably would have played 36, 37 minutes if the game wasn't a blowout. And that was probably bare minimum. I'm projecting him for 36 minutes in this one. And I think there's even upside that he plays more. He's been one of their best players in this series. In that 36 minutes, I have him for 16.7 points, 4.8 assists, and 9.1 rebounds. So big number there. For Thompson, also like Şengün again, 14.5 rebounds and assists. Obviously, the Steven Adams minutes have been up and down. He played like 26 minutes in game 4. That was clearly not going to be the case last game. I don't think it's going to be the case again unless Jalen Green has the worst career game possible again here. So in 38 minutes for Şengün, I have him for 6.3 assists, 12.5 rebounds. Don't mind playing just the 10.5 rebounds for Şengün as well. A little bit better number there, but I think his assist upside has the value looking a little bit better projection-wise when you look at rebounds and assists. And then last one I'll give out, two more. Steph Curry over 30.5 points and assists. Again, that number looked pretty good at halftime last game, just didn't play much in the second half. And then last one, Fred VanVleet over 7.5 rebounds and assists. Again, same sort of deal. Don't mind if you want to leave off VanVleet here because we are already attacking Thompson and Şengün, but that number still does project pretty well for me. 7.5 is a pretty low number. Should play 40 to 42 minutes pretty easily. I have him for 6 assists alone and then nearly 4 rebounds in this spot. So again, probably we'll see how many I actually put in between those 3 Houston guys because that's obviously a lot of production getting taken away from each other, but I'll for sure have Şengün and Thompson, and then we'll see if I add VanVleet there.
Okay, don't mind those plays at all.
Can I ask Kyle a quick question on that?
Hit it.
Kyle, if you do have 3 props, and this is a genuine question where like I don't have a method of how I do it because I don't play that many props. If you do have 3 props that are all on the same side that you feel are all plus EV, but like you said, they kind of eat at the production of each other, are you looking to say, you know what? These are all plus EV in my perspective. I'm placing all of them. I'm going to hope to go 2 of 3. Maybe I'll get lucky and go 3 of 3. But what I should be doing is a high volume of plus EV wagers. Or are you saying, let me try and narrow that down and find the 1 or the 2 that maybe are least correlated or you find have the most strength and essentially putting, 1 unit, maybe you're dividing that unit, betting 3 of them smaller, maybe you're betting 1 of them bigger. How do you decipher how you're going to do that when you've multiple angles lined up for the same game?
Yeah, what I typically would do is just the high volume process. So like you mentioned, I probably would bet all 3 and then, assuming, all 3 do grow out pretty well, probably going to have 2 of 3 hit. Maybe we'll luck into 3 of 3, but I don't mind the idea of also, scaling the units a little bit, because with the way my model works, it kind of spits out a value number and then, win percentage and stuff and a recommended unit. So it could easily scale the units down as well. But for me right now, I would assume that what I'm going to do is go ahead and place the bet for all 3, just because when my model is typically projecting guys on the same team like this, it's typically a market-based spot. And a lot of that is probably going to be because I'm different on minutes than where I'm guessing these books are. So for me, the way I've done it in the past, it would just be a high volume approach and then, hoping that it all shakes out positive in the end.
Thank you. That's awesome.
All right, that's going to do it for Buckets Live. Appreciate you guys being with us. I can't believe that the Celtics are 89% favored to go over the 3 seed, but here we are. We'll have more reaction to this tomorrow on Buckets, as well as we'll do a series preview with me and Brandon Anderson heading into probably from Monday for a series preview for that with best bets from Brandon. Brandon will come up with some Knicks hate for that one. He'll find a way to bet into this market. Don't you worry. You can follow Michael Fiddle on Twitter and in the Action Network app at Fiddle's Picks. Kyle Murray is at KMURRDFS at Roto Grinders. Appreciate you guys being with us. We'll see you guys again next time. Till then, let's get buckets.